Hi there. Today I'm going to walk you through using Zoom Art in a project so that you can create a project of your own. I'm going to cover recording and exporting your Zoom Art, bookmarking within the drawing, using brushes with sizing and pressure sensitivity, the eraser, the layers, importing a photograph, looking at the different ways to use color and palettes, and the eyedropper tool. These are all basic tools that you can find in most art programs, but of course Zoom Art has its own version of these common tools. My hope is that before you know it, you'll be able to create an infinite Zoom that will wow not only you, but your friends or your clients or anybody you want to share it with. So let's get started. This is the last outline that I have drawn on this very large drawing I've been working on for months. And you can see I have drawings upon drawings upon drawings in here. This is all one Zoom file. And I'm going to come all the way out to the beginning here. And there we are. So I'm going to press on the bookmarks tab up here on the right. And you'll see the drop down here. There's last drawn. There's all these custom bookmarks that I've made. I've made basically a name for each of the drawings I've done within here and given them custom names. This newest line drawing doesn't have a custom bookmark yet, so I'll press bookmarks. I'm going to hit the plus button, and then the custom bookmarks tab under there comes up. I'll hit rename, and then I'm just going to type in Renaissance Woman. That's going to be the name of this drawing. So there I have it. It's at the top of my custom bookmarks. Next, I'm going to show you the brushes. I have mine set up with the top one being the largest, and that's controlled with the top lever control pushed all the way to the right for large, all the way to the left for narrow. So I'm going to go back, reset that to the largest on the top. The second brush down I set to medium, and the third brush down I set to the very smallest. Now I'm going to show you how to use the pressure sensitivity. If you use that bottom control, pressing it all the way to the right, you're going to have more pressure sensitivity. So the harder you press with your stylus, the more it's going to look like a natural line where it gets thicker as you press harder. Now when you push it all the way to the left, it's going to be the opposite. It's not going to have variation in the line. It's going to be very even sized as you pull your stylus along. Okay, just to review that one more time, going with a large brush and no pressure sensitivity. The line is very even and straight. And then I'm going to push it all the way to the right, and it's dramatically different, a lot of sensitivity to pressure. So now I'm going to undo all of that, and we're going to look at how to use the eraser tool. Just create a big black blob here, and then we'll hit the eraser tool, erase the circle in the middle, zoom in, and you'll notice the eraser gets a lot smaller, a lot narrower. Zoom out, and the eraser is very large. Okay, next I'm going to give you a little crash course in photos. You hit the photo button and import and choose your photo. That gray box you see is where it's going to import, and you see the checkered box now. That's your actual photo. You can move it around, you can enlarge it, you can shrink it, you can make it more transparent, and I'm going to make that medium transparency, make it a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to tap this, and there it's in as part of my drawing. So how do I get rid of it if I don't want to keep it, because I don't want it in this drawing? I'm going to go to my layers. I was working on the top layer. There's a little drop down arrow. There isn't a drop down anywhere else, but on that layer there is, and that's because it's got a photo in it. Hit the drop down, and then you'll have your photo and you can delete it. Let's look at layers. We're working on the top layer. That's where my black line drawing is. If I want to do color, I might want to go below that. So I am going to go to this layer just below it and choose a red color. I'll grab my paintbrush, and I'm going to paint some red kind of willy-nilly because I'm going to erase all of this eventually. So there you can see it's below the black lines. Now I'm going to change my color again to a green. I'm also going to go in and change my layer again to a layer below the red. And you see the green goes below the red and below the black. And lastly, I am going to change color again to a yellow. I'm going to change the layer down one more and show you again how the yellow goes behind the green and the black and the red. And then I'm going to erase all of it. And erasing works the same as painting. You have to go to the layer that you want to remove color on. If you try and remove it from the wrong layer, it won't erase at all. So you'll see that this little green dot was actually on the red layer that I had done. So I've got to move up one layer, and there I can erase that green dot now, and I can erase all of the red. Next, we're going to use the eyedropper tool. The eyedropper tool works on all the different layers, and you can carry things. It's almost like a clipboard tool. When you use the eyedropper, you choose the yellow color, as I did right there, and then I can go and change. I can change layers, and it's still showing the yellow color in the little circle on the left-hand side right below the eyedropper. And you can see here I'm on a different layer because I chose to switch layers. Oh, yep, I'm on a different layer. And that yellow color is still chosen, and I can just go in there and do what I want in the yellow color. So you'll notice there's two color circles as you go down your toolbar on the left-hand side. And you can see in my example, there's a yellow and there's a white. I'm about to change that white circle to an orange. As you can see, I'm using the disc color chooser. What I really love about Zoom Art is they have wonderful multiple ways of choosing colors and adjusting colors. So you see all the squares at the bottom. That's actually a palette. And that's a custom palette that I made. It's called the Fiesta palette. I just chose the green from it rather than the orange. And I'm switching layers. I'm adding the green. And I'm going to switch brush sizes to get the details. And I'm going to go back to the larger brush because it's quicker to fill in. So I have the yellow in hand right at the moment. And I can switch back and forth really easily between those two because you see they're both in the ready-made dots at the side. I'm doing the undo and I'm doing the redo to put the color back. Now we're going to click in here and look closer at palette options. The first option you saw, which is the disc, and then we're moving to the classic color chooser, and that also has the palette below it. The third one is the slider, where I can sort of just nuance the color a bit by moving those controls. And the last one is the custom palette tab. Zoom Art comes with some ready-made palettes, but you can make as many palettes as you want and make them as custom as you want. The next tool is especially helpful if you're trying to do this on your phone without a stylus. It is the finger action tool. You can either draw with your finger or you can move with your finger. If you have a stylus, you probably just want to move with your finger, but if you don't, you're going to want to draw with your finger. The next thing I'm going to show you is a grid. They have a variety of grids in here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because I don't tend to use it. I think if you're wanting to have some guidelines, it can be really handy. And you can change the size of the grid. You can change the angle of the grid. They have zigzags, which I'm going to show you here. I'm going to just draw on top of the zigzag that is the grid showing in the background. They have triangles, circles, diamonds, stars, dots, and just a regular graph type of a grid. The next thing I'm going to show you is the export button. You can export either a still or a video. For stills, they have PNGs, JPEGs, and PDFs. You can change the aspect ratio. They have 1:1, 9:16, 4:5, 5:7, 3:4, 3:5, 2:3. They've got them all. And once you have chosen your aspect ratio, you can enlarge your drawing and frame it up just how you want. So here I'm choosing JPEG, and then I am going to save it to my photos, and it will tell you that it's saved to your photos. You can check, and there it is, saved as a JPEG. Now, of course, you're going to want to eventually save your Zoom art as a video. This is an exciting option. It will ask permission to do that on your apps. You know that the video recorder is on by that red dot in the corner. And now all you're going to do is just zoom out with your fingers, and it is recording the whole screen as you go. When you want to stop the recording, just press the red dot and it's going to say recording ready, and then you can press done. You'll have a lot of options above it, but you just press done. It will automatically go to your photos. You can check your photos or your video files and you'll find it there. So let's see, how does it look? I just press play on the video that I found in my photos, and you can see now my fingers, my hand isn't visible because this is the recorded screen. So let me just take a moment to point something out. See the red dot in the corner? It actually, like if you go and look at what happens when you hit record, that red dot shows up in the corner, as I'm going to show you right here. Record video, there's that red dot. It's recording the whole screen, including the red dot, which you might not want. So let's go back over to photographs, and then all you're going to do is basically use your tool in your, so I'm in the video now, and I am going to open it up and ask it to adjust it. I'm going to crop it. Just going to like crop it until that red dot disappears out of the corner. Anyhow, that's just kind of a workaround for that red dot showing. I'm not sure if ZoomArt has a way to avoid that. I haven't found it if they had. Anyway, we've covered a lot today. We've looked at brushes and erasers and adding pictures and layers and all the palettes that they have, the undo and the redo and the bookmarks and exporting and finger tool versus stylus. That was a lot that was covered. And I don't blame you if you want to come back and watch this video a couple times just to make sure you get it all down. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. And one quick tip, practice gratitude, not as a cliche, but because appreciating what you already have actually moves you forward. I'm really grateful to get to draw, explore tools like ZoomArt, and share it with you. Bye-bye.